All right, welcome to the second league of the day. We're going to be playing an amulet list that was the donation list by Cora, and this is what it looks like. We're trying out ancient steerings again, try to see how that works out. We're running a couple of trinket mages. As you can see, we're only on 28 lands, only a couple of castles. I have been loving Cousin a lot lately, so even if I were to play a list like this, I think I would probably try to play at least one castle more, potentially even a second one. But yeah, we're gonna see how this list fares in the new modern metagame. Oof, look at this hand, so close. Since my mid is a lot more burning turns, that has more prowess, I want to find a slot for it, but I wanted to confirm with you on the current cyborg flex. You can probably, if you expect a lot of burn and stuff, I think I'm gonna keep this, although it's a little bit on the greedy side. Uh, what to bottom though? I guess I bought on the cavern. Feels kind of bad. Like if I'm playing against control, definitely feels because I'm gonna end up, Tulare Westing for that cavern. But in the blind, I think that of course I'm keeping the gemstone mine, and in the blind it feels like Tulare West can potentially be more useful. Yeah, so the good cards against Burn and Prowess are obviously the best ones are Bailoff, against Prowess specifically Engineered Explosives, and against both of them Radiant Fountain. Thanks for the clear the record reminder. It took me a second, but we got there. All right, so Soulscar Mage turn 1. Speaking of the Red Prowess matchup, so what are we gonna need here? So that's an Azusa, so we want an amulet. Never lucky. People in chat like calling me lucky, and it's just not true. I asked for an amulet and I just couldn't find it. So I'm probably going to transmute for engineered explosives. Last time I played a tournament, I did almost everything right, but I was just facing nothing but nuts after nuts after nuts. And by this, I mean when I go squatter my opponent twice, didn't expect them to just play Karn into Ulamog immediately when I'm out of word squatter, or when I EE and dismember the body druid service here, just drew instantly the same part of the combo and killed me. I mean, that's gonna happen. It's just part of the game, right? If you cannot tolerate the swings, then you probably should just be playing a different game. uh, ugh. How likely is it that I survive? So I'm getting Monastery Swift Spear is going to be the first play. Then I'm going to get Lightning Bolted down to 10. My opponent's going to swing for 4 at least. And then I'm going to be dead the next turn. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I can really do. Cross fingers? Please, don't kill me. They have the land too? Yeah, we're probably just dead here. It certainly looks like I'm dead. Down to 1. Hmm. Alright, we die to everything go. I guess we don't die to that one. We do die to that one. Next game. Give me those dismembers, give me that explosives, give me that Bailoth, and we are forced to play in Forced into playing Rex Sage and Force of Vigor, which really sucks. Shave some scouts, shave one pact, shave one cavern. Um, what else? We can probably take one steering out. Man, it really sucks that we just cannot shave all scouts here. Or can we? Yeah, actually, I'm going to anyway. I'm like this scout is just so bad this matchup. No, Bog stops Bedlam Reveler. Played a game versus a Terminus deck when I had a Pact of Negation in hand and I didn't play the second blue source and I had in hand but still won. So not a keepable hand. Ugh. We also drew the shock land. God damn it. Is this member worth it if they are not on Steam King? Yeah, I think that stopping their prowess creatures is extremely important. Even if it costs you 4 life, those prowess creatures are probably worth like 8 or maybe more life. Yeah, that drawing Azusa there is it's brutal. Basically, I have to try to never tap out because they can smash the Smithereens this if I do. Come on, deck. Come on. Come on. They have Blood Moon. Because that would be just adding insult to injury. They do have Blood Moon. God damn it. Alright, Force of Vigor is what we're looking for now. Summoner's Black plus Pact of Negation equals 11 mana. And I suddenly... Never concentrate to keep it in mind. No, it's only 9. 2 blue and 2 green. So I think that this is actually worth... Oh, yeah, now it's definitely worth blowing up. So my opponent is trying to make it enticing enough for me to blow it up, and they have succeeded. Soulscar Mage. Basic Forest would also be reasonable. We're looking for either Basic Forest or Force of Negation. I should have not let the Prowess trigger resolve there, by the way. That was a mistake. Guess not punished. But yeah. You see that Soulscar Mage would have been at least 3 damage. My opponent has probably a Reveler in hand. Alright! Alright! I mean, we have to go for it. It's not like we have any options. We died to a million different things, including a second Blood Moon. But at least we have blockers and we have an out. Bold face. So we're either just dead or my opponent is trying to unload their hand because of a Reveler. Both of them are reasonable. Well, that's good for us. That means we're at least going to be able to pay for Pact. And we're going to pay for Pact like so. So we're going to transmute. Poggers. Alright, one more turn and we need to survive. and I'm not attacking, if I'm like, I'm not going to barely like this chip shot damage is not gonna matter if I win this game. So I'd rather have like all my dudes on blocking duty in case my opponent has like some Taylor Swift spear draw of sorts. They keep on cantripping though. Second Blood Moon is brutal. I could have played around it though. Alright. We're not playing around shit anymore now. Go. Oh no, I shouldn't have played the amulet. That was bad. I shouldn't have played the amulet. Now I enabled my opponent's smash to smithereens, which they probably have at least one in hand. Oh, that was really bad. That was super bad. I wasn't thinking. They're out of crash throughs, so last league was medium. We got a little bit unlucky. We ended up going 3 and 2. So we're drawing specifically towards force. It's the only thing that matters at this point. I guess second green source could technically... Second green source could technically allow me to play a Baloth. A Braid? Sure. A Braid should probably not be in my opponent's decks. In my opponent's deck, by the way. So you gotta leave all the blockers. Alright, I need a second green source right now. I mean, technically it's a green source. Technically a green source. At this point, I'm just exposing the ammo. It just doesn't matter anymore. Blood Moon, that's its thing again. Alright, Force of Negation exactly this turn, and my opponent needs to have nothing off the top. Force. Alright. Now, even if we do... I guess we could... Now our only out is Basic Forest. Now we dead. Alright. Feels bad, man. Feels pretty bad. Blood Moon. Blood Moon will get you. Red is good in mono red because it can kill both creature vials or violet and inviolate matchups. Yes, I think that is good in the deck. I don't think it's good against me. My creatures don't matter, right? Also, my amulet kind of doesn't matter in that matchup. So if they were taking out burn for those cards, then actually I think I'm gonna keep this. If they were taking out burn in place of those cards, then they would have been in a much better spot if they had been like they would have killed me 3 turns earlier if they had access to burn, right? Second Blood Moon, not kind of a bad play. Considering what my outs are, yes. Like the Prowess trigger was pretty much irrelevant because I was blocking that mage basically anyway. So the trigger was pretty much irrelevant, and it makes my outs better. Elf. We're playing against Dana. Alright, so we're gonna play Amulet of Vigor here, and then we're gonna pass the turn, and step we're gonna cast Once Upon a Time. See what our options look like. No blocks. guess they want to swing for 3 instead of swinging for 2. Yeah, they're probably going to play more elf spells. Usually, with Nano Sentinel, you want to play your dudes post combat, but I guess if you're playing a Lord, it makes more sense. I have almost 6,000 points. I have no idea what those are, Hatelex. Bounce land is exactly what we're looking for. Nice. So what I'm gonna do here is we play this, and I'm not concerned about my opponent's board just yet. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play this. We're gonna bounce again. We're gonna play Trinket Mage, get an amulet, play said amulet, and we're gonna use this to transmute for Summoner's Pact. Oh, those that Twitch gives you for viewing. I don't know. I don't even know what you can use them on. What can you use them on? What are the features? I think I can actually. I think I can actually customize that. Shaman of the Pack. Yeah, this game is over. Just not enough damage. My opponent's hand does not look like a keep for the elf deck. Does not look like a keep at all. Trinket Mage can safely go under the bus there. It's not like it's doing anything. Can I double Titan here? I think I can. It's 2, 4, 8, 9. Yeah, I can double Titan. This. Hashtag amulet. Indeed. Indeed. Float mana. We're gonna bounce this. Can I present lethal this turn? I think I can. So there's gonna be 1, 2, 3 plus 6. Yeah, we can present lethal here. Vesuva copies Stronghold and gets Bordos Garrison. Transmute for Summoner's Pact. Summoner's Pact for prime time. Because I can only double strike 1 Titan, but that should be enough. So my opponent can only block for 4. Good stuff, good stuff. Grafdigger's Cage we want, Field we want, Pact we don't, Bog we don't. Real question time. Piety Needle? It only names Suri? That doesn't seem good enough for me, especially when my opponent has access to Shaman of the Pack. It doesn't excite me. Have any relevant lands? Not really. Ghost Quarter, I guess. It's worse than Cavern of Souls. Gonna shave on a couple of steerings, and I do like all my ram pieces. We'll probably shave. No, actually, I do like Trinket Mage in this matchup. Unless my opponent has Damping Sphere. I guess I'm not gonna bring in Rex Sage until I see the Damping Sphere. This hand looks a little bit too slow. And now that my opponent knows what the matchup is, they're probably not gonna keep a bad hand, a slow hand that is. So I'm probably gonna ship at this. This is significantly better by so much. It's not even funny. I'm gonna keep from the bottom the Slayer Stronghold because I want it to be in my deck. Llanowar Elf. Hope you don't have Sage on 2. Of course, we're missing a Titan here, but that's the name of the game, I guess. Please no Sage. I mean, Sage is actually not the end of the world anyway. It's just really annoying. It slows me down. Quick question. With Cavern, is it better to name a random thing just to scare opponent? Consider that my opponent knows what they're playing against? No. If we were in game 1, then yes. I have done that multiple times, honestly. But consider that my opponent has, they know what I'm playing. There's very little value in doing that. So I'm gonna replay. Play this in Giant. I'm gonna put this on Burning Pool. And just pass the turn. Them having a Suri on 2, it's bad, but it's also good at the same time because it means that they don't have Archdruid, which would be the much more problematic card on turn 2. Like, we can name Dinosaur and think we have like Sagama or something. Well, specifically right now, no, I don't think that's very good because this is the second green source in case my opponent has Damping Sphere, right? They have Coco too. Looks like they have Coco. Yep, very, very solid draw from my opponent this time around. Very, very good draw. Whew, Shaman for ×2. All right, give me that Titan because this is the last turn that I have this game, which means that this is not a lethal attack, so I'm not chomping with Azusa. But I need a Titan exactly this turn, because otherwise I'll die. Interesting. My opponent's leaving a Suri back to block, which is very smart actually. It's not to block, it's because they can tap 3 elves to get mana to regenerate their dudes, which I think is very smart. Unfortunately, we didn't draw a Titan, so we're just going to concede. Not much to do there. Yeah, I think we're just going to present the same 60. I like to name Elder versus Akama. I mean, you need to name something that your opponent will. If you're trying to bluff, then you should know something that's very obvious, or like obvious enough, because you might name Elder and they might think that you're playing Steve or something. If you name Dinosaur, like it's pretty clear what you're representing. This hand is a fine keep. We have interaction. We have Amulet on 1, Azusa on 2, so we're basically just looking for a Titan, just like in our previous hand. Opponent moves to 5. Long time no see. How we try Dry Valakut version? There you go. We have a command for that. Dinosaur is for Swartooth. That's cute. Remember when Dom played Swartooth? What the hell, Dom? Like, what the actual hell? So we are going to Azusa here. My opponent better have a Thoughtseize or something, because otherwise they are dead souls. Dead. Rex Sage stops me. Dismember on Azusa stops me. What else stops me? Damping Sphere stops me. Okay, it looks like my opponent just doesn't have it. One, two, three. We can also blow up my opponent's board here, so that should seal this up. So that's why I'm leaving my bounce lands in play. Because I'm planning on blowing up my engineered explosives. Oh, why did I attack with Azusa? It doesn't matter. I just shouldn't have attacked with the Azusa, but it doesn't matter. We're gonna be just fine. Antus94, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. T West. And let's do Cruel Turf. But yeah, there was no need for me to attack with the Azusa. They have a free block there, and this is not a lethal attack. But I think that it's better for me to make sure that I blow up their board than it is for me to... Wait, say what? So I'm just giving up here. I think blowing up my opponent's board is just better than... It's more of a death sentence than swinging it for 16. Like, this makes it actually impossible for my opponent to win the game. So this one should be about done. Yep, there we go. It was the Cavernous Souls. When they played the Cavernous Souls, that's when they finally realized that primetime was too much. All right, 1-1. Beating Elves feels good, actually. I don't consider Elves to be a good matchup for us. They are way more consistent at doing the thing. And I honestly kind of think that we kind of got away with murder on game 1. Just because my opponent just kept a hand that they probably should have not kept. Because I'm pretty sure there was a 7. But it certainly did not look like a keepable hand. I mean, this... Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep this hand every time. Leyline of Combustion. Whenever you and at least one permanent you control becomes a target of failed ability and opponent controls, there's 2 damage to that player. You have at least one permanent you control. I have no idea what to say about that. I just don't know what to say. Besides, Leyline resolves. Just bowl to you. My opponent is playing Leyline in their burn deck. Is that what's going on right now? It kind of feels to me that they... Yeah, I think that they just... Is it possible that they just submitted the wrong Leyline? Yeah, I think I have to do this. I have to spend this turn to transmute. Because there's a ley line that prevents your opponent from gaining life, and that ley line seems so much better than this one. Summoner's Pact, go. Mono Red Devotion. It's burned with ley lines. I've seen it before. Playing Tobran. Is that the dwarf? Poggers. No, we're not gonna block. If you wanna kill my Asus, you're gonna have to use a spell to kill it. There we go. Alright. Game 2, pass to you. Too bad that Vesua is in our was in our opener, right? Trinket Mage. Actually, I think I'm gonna upkeep here. And I'm gonna fetch away the trinket. So we cannot haste. And we also cannot make zombies. This is like the saddest Titan ever. We might actually just die here, honestly. We might just be dead. Just because we drew the Vesuva. Just because we couldn't gain life. Because if we had been able to gain life, that's just an easy GG right there. But no, my opponent has 2 draw steps. Yeah, this hand ended up being so awkward. So any burn spell kills me. Yep, there we go. That was actually really bad on my opponent. They should have, in response to the blocks, after they claim blocks, they should have helixed me there. Because if I had Pact of Negation, I guess I can't pay for Pact. Never mind. But if I had had one more mana to pay for Pact, then no, not Force, but yes, Bailoth. Then they would have been actually in a solid amount of trouble. We want Pact of Negation. We don't want Steerings. We just don't have time to mess around with that. I kind of don't want Trinket Mage. I guess Trinket Mage is worse than Steerings. Yeah, it is certainly not stock. I mean, why would Burn ever want to be down a card? Grurg66, thank you for the follow. I guess that it makes sense if you're expecting a lot of like fatal pushes and stuff. But like, can you imagine that like we're in that situation and my opponent took out like, I don't know, 2 lava spikes or like 4 lava spikes, to make room for 4 ley lines, and they top take a ley line at that in that point, and they effectively lost the game right then and there. This is a keep, and I'm gonna bottom the second scout. Gonna name Scout. I guess I should have named Shaman. It doesn't really matter. Please go turn 1 Gobo. No Voltorino, please. Feels bad, man. Alright. Feels good, man. Too many swings in this game. Feels bad, man, into feels good, man. It's just 1 draw step away. Damping Sphere from your burn deck. I'm honestly not sure I should have played the amulet there, because like if my opponent has Damping Sphere in their burn sideboard, then that means that they totally have smashed the Smithereens, right? So I should have not played the amulet. Wear Tear? Wow. It's turn 3 and I'm still at 20 against burn. LOL. What the hell is going on here? How am I still at 20? Bolt my Asusa, still at 20. Alright, that's one spell. I'm at 17 now. God damn it! God damn it! Well, at this point, I'm sitting at 17, right? I think I'm just better off just waiting here. And just hoping that I draw another land. What you got, OP? Another Lava Spike. They had to pay 2 for Lava Spike because of Damping Sphere. That's cute. They have 2 cards in hand. I think I have one more turn to do this, and next turn I'm gonna have to go score to myself to play the Bailoth. Also fetch. So they probably have no Searing Blazes, and that's why they're fetching so aggressively. GQ yourself. Alright, there we go. No, I don't think that... I think it's better for me to not GQ myself yet, because of exactly what we just saw happen. Like, I'm still sitting at... I was still at 11, right? Like, I'm still so far from dying. My opponent, they 100% have Deflecting Palm in their hand. I'm putting them 200% on Deflecting Palm. ¿Qué haces, Iván? ¿Todo bien? Yeah, this game is over now. Like, where we're done. I don't think my opponent can win because they over sideboarded. It's crazy how often this happens, man. It's so crazy how often this happens. Oh, now they Skull Crack after I have already gained 2 from the Radiant Fountain. Sure. Yeah, I'm just gonna go wide. There's no need for me to attack. I'm still at 10 and my opponent can't play more than 1 spell each turn because of Damping Sphere, so I'm not afraid of dying. Yeah. My opponent lost this game when they put Wear Tear and Damping Sphere in their deck against me. But sure. Field of the Dead too good. I mean, I didn't really need Field of the Dead there. I'm just gonna play a second Titan, transmit for Pact of Negation, and then my opponent. I just deflect when my opponent deflecting palms. I just packed it. It's fine. Field just makes it easier, so I can, while I'm doing that, while I'm setting it up, I'm also still clocking my opponent. So it makes things even easier for me. But it's not like I needed Field to win that game, because just my opponent did me too many favors. But yeah. But yeah, if you have friends and you know that play burn, or you play amulet, you play burn yourself, you are more likely to beat amulet if you are basically making sure that your cards do what they're meant to do. And I'm gonna keep this hand because this is a turn 3. We can pact for Baloth while having interaction for an early gobo or something. Heyo. Um, also, my opponent just skipped their attack step. We're not gonna block here. If my opponent wants to kill my Stacy, they will need to use a burn spell on her. Skewer the critics. Yeah, this is a huge, massive win for us. That's a massive win for us. And that's also a pretty good draw as well. So I'm going to play tapped Breeding Pool here because my opponent showed me Damping Sphere and I don't want to shock. And there's no reason for me to expose this amulet. Eidolon. Okay. Eidolon is interesting for sure. That's actually a great draw. Okay, so we're gonna name Giant here. Basically any land was a great draw. So we're gonna take 2 here, which kind of sucks, but it's fine, I guess. Then we're gonna do this and this. I'm gonna bounce one of the untapped lands. If we need to blow up the Eidolon, we can do so without taking any damage thanks to explosive, so that's nice. Now, do we block here is the question, and I think the answer is no. Again, if my opponent wants to deal me damage, they have to use cards. I'm gonna name Giant here. And we're gonna pact for prime time down to 11. My opponent can. Their out is for them to have Skullcrack right now. So we need Skullcrack in response to this. So here we're gonna do. We do have double green to pay pact through Damp Sphere. It's crazy that I'm playing around Damp Sphere from burn. That's so ridiculous. So they would need to gain some life here. I'm gonna make some tutus. They need Skullcrack right now, which they don't have. So yeah, this is game over now. They would need to have Skullcrack right here. 1, 2. And they would have needed to have double Boros Charm. So play Boros Charm end step and then draw and play Boros Charm again. So we went over the cards to beat burn, but what are the flex spots in the current version of stock amulets? I mean, there really isn't stock amulet right now. Big Monkey, that's kind of like big part of it. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna put the Titan in there. Basically, me blocking with the Titan here guarantees that my opponent cannot win this game, which is hilarious. By blocking here, I am. If my opponent goes after the prime time, and they use 2 burn spells to kill it, or they burn me, their burn phase, and then they point 1 burn spell at the Titan, that effectively means that I win the game. Because they're going to tap out of Skullcrack, which means that I gain even more life. Yeah, this game is just over. Yep, that sounds about right. Had never seen that ley line from burn. That was certainly interesting, and it looked terrible. Maybe it's good against stuff like Shadow and John and those decks. So even it's like a 0 mana Eidolon when they try to burn your dudes. Just decided when I streamed yesterday, watched the YouTube video. I can't find what to cut. Really looking at rhyming up though. What was the list that I played yesterday? Let me check that out real quick. So this is what I played yesterday. The flex slots are probably the Force of Vigor and the Counter Magic and the Tectonic Edge. Even the Cavern of Souls could be a flex slot, though Cavern is too good against Shadow, so I kind of want to keep it. So I think Shadow is very good. Yeah, we're gonna ship this. This is significantly better. And so this is turn 3 Titan mana? Yes, it is. So we're gonna bottom the Teleria West. Over 9,000? My opponent's power is...
It's over 9,000!
Man, I haven't used the soundboard in a while. It's back, baby. I'm gonna use it today. I totally forgot I had one. What are your thoughts on 5-color name missing in comparison to Amulet's most at toolbox decks? I don't think they are very comparable. Like they're super different in terms of play patterns, in terms of the toolbox. The toolbox card for Amulet are irrelevant in Miss It and vice versa. So I don't think that they are particularly comparable. That's a castle, which all of these cards suck. All of these cards are terrible. I think I'm gonna get the Sun home, just because I don't have an Amulet, so I'm not likely to go for like combo style kill or anything. And I'd rather have the different name land for field. And Asmod with the Tuition sub, thank you so much for the support. Welcome back once again to the Primetime Stronghold. I appreciate the support. Is Amulet just a land toolbox dex then? No, it's a... I made an entire video talking about all the different toolboxes that Amulet presents and stuff. So you can check that out. There's 3 toolboxes. There's the land toolbox, there's the creature toolbox, and then there's the what I call the interaction toolbox. And you can build all of those toolboxes in plenty of different ways. Definitely worth the watch, in my opinion. Not because I made a video or anything, but I think that anybody that's interested in checking out Amulet should watch that video for sure. I just think that it's a great starting point. Even though it's outdated, I was entertaining the possibility of making a new demystifying Amulet video. What is the worst matchup for Amulet? Blue Black Mill. That is by far the worst matchup. I guess not by far, but it's certainly the worst matchup. Alright. Oh. Well, that's a great draw. So now my opponent... I can safely run into Remand. Oh, if I hit the wrong land, I'm so silly. Womp, womp, womp. Why did I click this one? Terrible misclick. Terrible misclick. But yeah, the worst matchup is by far Blue Black Mill. Then you have Infect and Neobrand and Storm. Those are all pretty bad. What else? Those are the most obvious one, the first ones that come to mind, because they are the worst by far. All right, this is 6 mana, and they shocked. Say what? Perplexing. I'm totally gonna lose this game because of that misclick. Feels bad, man. They also got 2 Valakuts. So that probably means that they have another land in hand. Man, that tempo loss right there. Can I haste? That's gonna be a white source and a red source. No, I cannot haste. No, because I already used my land drop, so I cannot haste. Feels bad, man. Rock Titan. I don't even know what this is. I am very confused. I am very much confused by what's going on right here. Three, four, five, six. So then you're gonna spend this turn to pay for Pact, and they're gonna need to play another land preemptively, and then they're gonna be able to trigger Valakuts. My opponent is somehow down to 12. How is my opponent at 12 right now? Can somebody explain? So I guess unless they have Scape Shift or they clear my board, we should get there anyway. Alright, so they're gonna get 4 Titan triggers. No, they have Scape Shift in hand. We were exactly 1 mana short to haste. Because we only had access to 1 green, 1 red or white mana, and 1 land drop from the scout. Yep, they have Escape Shift. Oh, Escape the Wilds. Okay. That's not it. This is it. Well, this is certainly interesting. So they can play 1 more land this turn. So I expect them to play the field right now. I guess they're trying to figure out whether they should play the field right now or the mountain, one of the mountains in post combat. Man, if I had resolved the Titan 1 turn earlier and I had it misclicked, would have been such a better spot. I mean, we would have just straight up won the game, right? Because we would have been able to. My opponent resolves the Titan, then I play and I get to attack with my Titan. When my opponent's at 12, I have double strike land, so I can force the chomp. My opponent doesn't hit 2 more triggers. Yeah. I think it is TitanShift Splash Uro. It could be. It could be for sure. Okay, so my opponent's going for the attack. Then play Snow-Covered Mountain on my second main phase, on their second main phase. Let's see what they do with their triggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 mana. So 2 triggers going at prime times. Two triggers going at me. So this is down to. They have 0 cards in hand, so I just have access to perfect information here. Titan down. So I'm going to take 6. 6, go down to 8. which is fine because I can attack for lethal next turn. They can play either a single grade or a snow-covered mountain, but no more. And that's only 2 triggers. And even if they kill both zombies, I can make a Zombo end step with Stacy, and then I can swing for 8. Thanks to Boris Harrison being in play, plus the 2 from the surviving zombie. So we should be fine. Even if they play Field of the Dead here, it doesn't matter. So, yep, we should be good here. Not punished by my misplay. Right. So 1 Zombo dice. I go down to 5. Gonna make another Zombo. All right, we made a mistake, but then recovered quickly afterwards. Amulet wasn't necessary, but it makes things faster and easier for us. Legendary Chaos with the 8-year subscription. Thank you so much for the 8 years, Legendary Chaos. Appreciate the support. Yeah, so effectively this means that my opponent's extra dead instead of being just very dead. All right. They messed this game up, right? No, I think they couldn't really win. I feel that's good. Only want one of these. Don't want Ramming Up. Don't want Bog. I do want Pact. Trinket seems slow. Yeah, I'd rather have access to Steerings than Trinket Mage, to be honest. So that's good. I want my strokes. Want explosives. Huh, I wonder if they're packing counter magic. That could be interesting. It's quite possible they might be playing counter magic, honestly. It didn't look like so, but maybe post sideboard they might. They say 9 damage are no dudes, and we were at 5 unless I understood how I played out. Yes, so I could have, if my opponent had done all the damage at my face, then I just block their Titan and I don't take 6, so it's the same. I think they could have only dealt 18 and we were at 20. So I'm pretty sure there was no way around it for our opponents. Just showing them the superior Titan deck, that's what I'm here for. Ooh, I like this hand a lot. I like this hand a lot. We might get punished and it's gonna suck, but I like this hand a lot. Stacy. It's not a particularly good draw. With these steerings, I'm probably prioritizing blue sources over bounce lands, I think. Just because I think stroke is going to be extremely important this game. Back into steerings. This is a donation list. What think you about when opponent played a new Dryad? That's fine. Good for them. Yeah, these draws were not good. they were not good. Tapped blue source. I guess I'd rather try to get a little bit greedier. Sometimes just gotta get lucky. And I think I'm just gonna play a second Stacy here. And I can steerings next turn when I have more information. Dryad. That's fine. Still can trigger this. Steerings. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. Probably gonna get there just slightly too late. The good thing is I have enough stasis to probably blow up Field of the Dead if my opponent goes for something like that. If I feel like I need to. But we can't counter. Like if my opponent has a threat here, we're just dead. Opponent going for style points. Scape shift. This is so greedy too, right? My opponent sacks all their lands, they get all 4 Valakuts, and I go dismember. Why are they playing a basic mountain? I don't know. Technically counter is possible with bounce land, though it's costly. How? We don't have blue mana. Right? I could have gotten the Vesuva to copy my opponent's breeding pool on that turn 2 steerings, but I think that I needed to get a little bit greedier. Yeah, you see? Like my opponent goes and gets these lands. And if I dismember this Dryad, they, like, all of their triggers just fizzle. Is that enough for me to want dismember? I don't think so, especially on the play. But Beast Within would have been kind of a blowout, for example. Yeah, of course. We don't have an island, so Ghost Quarter is only fixing when you're looking for green, basically. Maybe Force? Nah, I don't think so. I like this hand though. I'm gonna keep it. We have to hit though. Up! Hold! Hell yeah. I guess we Gemstone Mine. It allows me to get out on the front foot while also it's a blue source. Like Toledo West was the only other consideration there, but I'm still missing second blue source. Just came back home, started play Amulet MTGO, been really feeling the Valakut version with Soulstorm was playing 14-4 right now. Nice, good for you. I don't think it's very good. Jose, I don't like it at all. So now we're gonna play this. But yeah, if you like it, do you. You do you. Let's see what we got here. Steve. Alright, so I think we're gonna bounce Gemstone. kind of sucks that we're not going to be able to interact this turn. Unless I take one turn off, which I don't think I can afford to do. Can we draw a Titan, please? Just draw a Titan. Come on, deck, just hook me up here. Blue source would also be a reasonable draw. Like, thanks, deck. How could I ever doubt you? How could I ever doubt you, deck? I apologize. I'm so sorry, deck. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I know I know that we go way back. You know, just thank you. Just thank you for being who you are. Thank you for being who you are. Pew 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 pew. Attack, yes. Let's get Tulare West. We can get Simic Growth Chamber, I guess. Simic, Tularia, just another blue source. We can't trigger field anyway, right? Fair enough. Are you going to test it? Not really. I'm not interested in it. I don't want to give up on the ideas. I feel like there is definitely room for permanent deck. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I think that the lists that have been running around with like 4 Valakuts are bad, and the lists that are running around with 1 Valakut are also pretty bad. I just really dislike the fact that both of the cards that you're putting into your deck are just horrendous by themselves. Both the Dryad and the Valakuts are just cards that you basically like. The time that you draw a Valakut, you might as well just concede the game right there. It's so bad. And if you have more than one copy of Valakut, like I still have flashbacks, man, for like when I was playing the Breach version, when I tested the Breach version, and I was playing Teetering Peaks, and it was always in my opening hand somehow. And I'm like, this is the worst feeling ever. Just like bar none. Like this is the best thing, the worst thing that happened in my life. Probably not that bad, but still pretty bad. I have no idea what my opponent is doing over here. Playing 2, I put the list on the Amulet Facebook. Being honest, Define the Valakut has been a lifesaver in a lot of matchups, surprisingly. Yes, and only if you have the other thing, right? Otherwise, it does literally nothing. So is this my opponent just telling me that they are dead? So that's what it feels like. I really don't understand what's going on. They just want me to do it, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna do it. Kill ya. Yeah. I don't understand what my opponent was expecting there, but sure, whatever. Alright, last game of the league. The other thing is a very decent roadblock. I still think I would take traditional for big tournaments, but I really don't think it's a meme. So what are you taking out to play the Dryad though? This is, I don't think it's keepable, unfortunately. This is so much better. Keep. And I guess we're gonna bottom the redundant breeding pool. We don't need it. So let's don't play Sunhome. pretty brutal. That's really bad with. Opt in response? Poggers. Put a card on the bottom. Mystic Sanctuary. Okay, so we're playing against some kind of control deck. Play Amulet. Well, we need an Amulet because it gives us the most option, exactly. So now if it gets countered, which is fine. So now we're just going to Steerings instead for a Civic Growth Chamber, which is fine. Next turn we can transmute for a Pact. If the Amulet had resolved, we can actually just transmute for a Pact right here. Blue, blue, blue. Okay. You got my attention, opponent. Get a Pactorino. Pass the turn. Draw 2. Okay. For a second I was like, are they going to steal my scout? That would suck. Hey, Jingy Taxis, how's it going? The Damato Exp, thank you for the follow. We're going to get back Archmage's Charm. Pog. For Gracer, for Dryad, one Azusa. I know, yeah, that's my problem right there. That is precisely my problem. They didn't know about this. Alright. I kind of do want Dismembers against random deck. Because they're probably going to be playing some kind of blue. Some kind of red. I would imagine. I'm going to shave a couple of scouts. I'm going to shave one Pact. Leave blue Pact. One Beast Within only. Usually Trinket Mage actually does. If my opponent's playing Blue Moon, then I don't like Trinket Mages. But if they are playing like some mono blue style deck, I would imagine that Trinket Mage is going to be reasonable. Dismember is. I think I'm not going to bring in Dismember for now. I feel like I need more information about my opponent's deck before I bring in Dismember. It's mono blue with Dismember, Vapor Snacks, etc. This hand is perfect. Almost a 10 out of 10. Besides Samuel, what other decks do I think are good? I think that Shadow is great. I think that T-West is a great draw there. I think that Shadow is very good. I think that the Druid deck could be potentially very, very good as well. Same with okay, so they are playing red, and they probably have Blood Moons in their deck. And the Heliod combo decks, I think they could also be potentially pretty great. I like a Singleton as to back for, but I know it's a big difference from the original list. It loses velocity for better midrange and shorty weaknesses versus Father decks. Yeah, you probably are never gonna be able to convince me to play an Amulet list. If my deck has Amulet of Vigor in it, I am never gonna be registering less than 4 Azuzas under basically no circumstances. Well, that really sucks. Ugh. Well, now we certainly have more information about my opponent's deck. So Snapcaster Mage beats me here. Blood Moon also kind of beats me. Okay, so Rex Sage is there. If we somehow manage to clear this Ashiok, or we naturally draw the Rex Sage. Naturally drawing Rex Sage would be hot. Or naturally drawing another green source would also be hot. Usually this kind of decks really struggle to beat a 6/6. 6/6 too big. Also, they don't have Charm mana, and they also don't have... F6 playing around Force of Negation. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh yeah, opponent tap out for me. Oh no, I messed up. I could have countered that. Ah, that's brutal. I could have... Bad beats. Alright, so let's think here. What if I... Biz within Ashiok, Pact for Sage, cast Sage, and then I have 4 mana, and I can get lucky, and I can destroy... Yeah, I think that's going to be the best thing to do. Because if I get the Blood Moon, I can cast my Titan, but then Ral just clears it. Thank you for the follow, Sweezy. See, my opponent's considering whether to counter this. Yeah. So I'm going to Pact again. Go get Rex Sage. 1, 2, 3. Cast Sage. Blow up Moon. Not playing Scout because I think there's higher value in holding up Disdainful Stroke instead of playing Scout. I should have definitely countered this Ral. Take 3. Boom, boom, pay for Pact. Play Stacy. This is 8. Maybe I shouldn't have played Stacy there, so I could have been able to hold Disdainful Stroke. I think I'm going to go for Pact of Negation here, though. Gives me more options next turn. When you cast an instant sorcery that's 4 damage to any target and you draw 2 cards. That's pretty good. Sinkhole. Okay. Number of instant sorcery you are in exile in a graveyard. Okay, so now Ral actually kills Titan. And the thing in the ice is getting to the dangerous point. Make 6th Century getting back a Braid. Okay. So I guess that means my Titan's gonna resolve. Alright. They're gonna flip Thing in the Ice right now? That is so good for me. Alright, so they don't attack this turn. which is cool. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell. Here we go. Please try to counter this. Nice. So this bounces here. Now we pact. We might still die here. Deprive my pact of negation. You should have probably deprived my Primeval Titan, right? But who am I to say? Don't get me wrong, I'll take it, but... So they're probably gonna Mystic Sanctuary getting back Deprive here. They're playing around a stroke very effectively. On the plus side, this probably means that they're gonna plus Deral? Yeah, that's what I was gonna wonder. Maybe they just have lethal here. Oh, they actually have lethal. Because this is 4 damage and draw 2. Yeah, okay, so we're fine. We're dead. Yep, that punt actually ended up being super costly. But well, okay, now we have more information against my opponent's deck. We definitely want more based within, so we definitely want forces. And we definitely want Engineered Explosive. Trinket Mage because significantly worse. And anything else? Probably can Shape Scouts for this member. Huh. This hand does need a little bit of help, but I think it has some good tools. No dispute in the sideboard? No. I don't think dispute is particularly great right now. I mean, just look at what the meta looks like. Like, blue cards are just kind of nowhere to be seen. Okay, so we're gonna play a Susa right now. We do have a couple of options. I think I'm gonna go with the hope they don't have Blood Moon on 3 line. Good. They didn't have Blood Moon on 3. My hope they don't have Blood Moon on 3 line ended up working out very well. How do we beat Death Shadow, Grixis? We actually try to slow down and we try to become more of a Field of the Dead deck rather than a Amulet deck with Field of the Deads and a bunch of interaction like Disdainful, like Engineered Explosives, all that kind of stuff. Braid, destroying my amulets. Play a Blast on the sideboard and 2 cover and 2 field main because my meta is Great Shadow heavy and I'm doing decent, getting close to 45%. It's pretty good. Yeah, I think that actually Blast Zone is good against specifically that Shadow and nothing else. Find the gemstone mine here. We already have the Titans. We're just looking for ways to ways to force through our Titan, basically. Starting this turn, we're going to be able to slam Titan while still holding up this Naval Stroke, so that's pretty good. Like that for sure. Also, this allows me to pack for Sage and slam Titan in the same turn, which is also kind of nice. Mystic Sanctuary. Counter Magic has felt awful to me in Amulet post-banning. The only cards I want to snipe are Ashiok Moon, which is super difficult, incurring just one negation main, one side, which helps. Yeah, that's definitely defensible, and that's one thing that I consider, right? Like just straight up playing no, just play no counter magic at all. Period. Maybe because of this Sinful Stroke, I shouldn't be doing this. I guess my opponent showed me the Prime. Yeah, this was definitely wrong. This was 100% the incorrect play right here. They did show me the Prive. Yeah, I should have not done that. That was very bad actually. I should have just sat tight until I find the cavern. Yeah, I deserve to lose this one. I deserve to lose this one for sure. Yeah, we see the awkwardness of D-stroke here. It's kind of brutal. Like nothing that my opponent has been able to be countered by D-stroke. So that's why I've been running negates in my list. Yeah, I mean, you use if this had been a negate, we would have been able to win this game easy. Yeah, we can back it in now. Yeah, I played that game really poorly. I totally forgot that my opponent has shown me the Prive on the previous game. I was trying to play into Remand so we can start, moving the game forward, and I forgot that the card that they had was actually the Prive. But yeah, second cavern in the sideboard, pretty good, pretty good. So if I were playing something like this, if you're watching this, Cora, if you're watching on YouTube or whatever, I would definitely try to make sure I can fit a cavern in the sideboard against the blue skip shift matchups. It would have been good against all the shadow matchups. Every single shadow list right now is actually packing some number of caverns. I don't think that this is the counter spell to be playing right now. I think like if you want to be playing some piece of counter magic, it could be negate. It's also very possible that it's just correct to not play any counter magic at all, and we should simply just be a proactive deck that just does it. That's its thing, and we only use Pact of Negation, or maybe we can have a second Pact of Negation in the sideboard or something like that. But it's also quite possible that we shouldn't be playing counter magic at all. Ancient Steerings was actually not terrible this entire league. It very often found me exactly what I needed, and when it didn't, it actually got me closer what I was looking for. And I mean, it's the power of the card, right? It's not that this card became worse. I mean, it is a little bit that this card became worse because of Once Upon a Time, right? Like we're putting in more non-hits for Ancient Steerings. So it is a little bit that the card got a little bit worse, but it's mostly the fact that I think that Castle Garenbrick has made Explore so much better that it's worth including. It's worth just going with 30 lands and just making sure that you always hit your land drops and that kind of stuff. Your Bushido is fantastic. I would have just said that they're lucky to have it. What do you mean, Jose? Can we beautify color Niv if they exile all titles before we cast it? Yeah, this card helps. Bailoff is also somewhat reasonable. Beast Within does something. Ramming up, locking your opponent out with Ghost Quarter is actually kind of real as well. And Tireless Tracker, which you don't see in this list, but I always play in my lists. The main reason for Tireless Tracker, which is something that is it's easily overlooked somehow, is the fact I would put on them having it over blaming myself for not waiting. Oh, No, no, yeah, I think that it was incorrect because we have a bunch of cards that gets us to us that get us towards cavern, right? We have steerings, we have Tuluria West. I think that we can still kind of wait. The only thing that punishes us is Ashiok, which my opponent did have the Ashiok anyway. But also, what waiting does is it doesn't give my opponent something to counter, and the counter spell is what ended up targeting the thing in the ice with my opponent ended up going with attacking me with. Basically, my Prowess is nearly tier 1 these days, or at least it looks like it's super popular. Yeah, I think that Prowess is actually super, super good. Gracer helps a lot for the Prowess, the card less and less of a meme. Yeah, no, I don't think Gracer was never a meme. I think that it's a card that does some things. I mean, I have registered Arboreal Gracer in a GP before, right? I clearly don't think it's a meme. I think that the card does something that is pretty useful sometimes. What I think is that I am building my deck in order to maximize discard, right? In order to maximize discard, before I play Arboreal Gracer, I would rather play Sky Shroud Ranger because if I'm playing Scout or Ranger on one, then thanks to Castle, that means turn 3 Titan, while Gracer does not. So that is why I don't like Gracer. It's because I'm building my deck in order to maximize my Titan potential. In the list that you're playing, Jose, for example, I would like to know what is your percentage of turn 3 Titans, right? Because mine has been absurdly high. And the Dryad doesn't help you get turn 3 Titans, really. Unless you also have Gracer on turn 1, unless you also have um, enough lands to make it work. That's one more card and 3 more mana than Scout needs in order to give me a turn 3 Titan. While Scout also giving me turn 1 place. Alright, anything else that I want to think about this list? So second cavern, I would like to make room for. Steerings was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it was also like kind of medium as well. Again, I think that Castle is a little bit too powerful not to be maximizing on. Trinket Mage was meh. It didn't really do much um, in this list, but maybe it's just a fine inclusion. What I definitely think is that Disdainful Stroke is not the counter spell for the current modern metagame. Disdainful Stroke was the counter spell when people were playing Ursa, when they were playing 3 or 4 cryptic commands in their deck. They were playing Karn the Great Creator, Scape Shift, Primeval Titan. That's when Disdainful Stroke was at its best, and I don't think that's the case anymore. People are playing Ashiok. People are playing Archmage's Charm. People are playing Snaring Bridges and like that kind of stuff, and even stuff like Chord of Calling. Although I probably would not be bringing in counter magic against Chord of Calling, I'd just rather bring in Grafdigger's Cage. But yeah, there's multiple reasons why I think that the meta has moved off from Disdainful Stroke. So if I were to make any changes to this list, I would add Negate to start with. Um, then I would try to do something like this at least. I could see doing something like this, like 29 lands and 3 steerings. That would be one avenue that we could take. I definitely want to have access to the second cavern. Beast Within has been very good. Force of Vigors, these take out 1 Bailoth. Biting Needle for the third Dismember. So this would be like where I would start to make to kind of move a little bit forward. If I wanted to keep a shell like this one, this is what I would start to mess around with. It's possible that this should just be a second negate, and again, it's also possible that this should not be in the deck. Both of those are scenarios that I'm not discarding at all. So those are certainly a possibility. this is what I would start with. You can probably even go down on ancient steerings and like play two and play something else. Again, personally, I would just, if I were playing a list exactly like this would be explorers. These three would be explorers, 29 lands, and a bunch of explorers. If you want to play trinket mages, it's even possible that you can do two trinkets to explore 30 lands. There's like a bunch of messing around to be done here. 29 lands for explorers, one trinket mage. There's a lot of tinkering to do. But yeah, those are that is where I would start. Why the Rot Farm save Dismember life? It's better with Field of the Dead, and it's just a green bounce land that diversifies your colors for engineered explosives. You can also save some life with Dismembered, but those are the main reasons. Like Dismember is only a sideboard card that usually in the matchups where you bring in Dismember, you don't care too much about the 4 life. The only exception being exactly mono red prowess. Have an player at my LGS currently consistently houses me. I think I need to move more aggressively. Also brought in a negate once until he blew out his scored Coco. Forget which. Love that results into thinking. Yeah, no, you shouldn't bring in negates. You can play this card though. This is pretty good against elves. We actually beat elves earlier today. And yes, mulliganing more aggressively is probably one of the things that you're not doing enough. All right, any thoughts about this? Nope, I think that's gonna be it. All right, so I think I'm gonna have time for one more league, but I definitely want to take a break and I want to, go get some food, go to the bathroom, all that good stuff. So I'm probably gonna be doing one more league. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're gonna be able to check out that video as well. You can find the link in the description below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And thank you very much.